Hi, how y'all doing today? Isn't it great to see all these kids here?
Yeah!
I've been working with the environmental movement for a long time. I'm ready to hand it over. And I'm feeling really good about this today. I'm Mark Hoggard. I'm with Virginia Interfaith Power and Light. And Virginia Interfaith Power and Light is an organization that collaborates with people of faith and people of conscience to grow healthy communities and advance climate justice through education, advocacy, and worship. We have over 2,500 supporters across the state. I've got some good news here. Outside of God, there's no greater intimacy that we can experience than our intimacy with planet Earth. And people of faith are making a difference in the world today. For example, in Northern Virginia, Green Muslims conducted the second year of Our Deen is Green. It's an interfaith adventure for children of all faith perspectives where they explore the outdoors and its role in our lives and learn about the Chesapeake Bay watershed that we call home. How do y'all feel about the Chesapeake Bay? Good thing, right? Also, I'm a member of Immaculate Conception Catholic Church in Hampton, and last month we blessed over 440 solar panels on our roof. That's 147 kilowatts, 100% renewable energy solar at Immaculate Conception. Yay. And for a change, I have some good news coming out of Richmond. On Wednesday, Governor Northam released Executive Order 43, which established renewable energy goals for the state of Virginia. Our students here have been talking about the importance of keeping oil and coal and unnatural gas in the ground. We need to make sure that we're working towards the Paris climate goals. And Governor Northam has issued an executive order calling for 100% renewable energy in Virginia by 2050.
Keep it in the ground. 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 Keep it in the ground.
All of these kids have been talking about renewable energy, and the governor's executive order also calls for 30% renewable energy in Virginia by 2030. Keeping our promise of the Paris Climate Agreement. Despite the short-sightedness of the Trump administration, Virginia is still in the Paris Agreement. I don't know what's going on in Washington, but in Virginia, we keep our promises. We believe that Governor Northam's efforts to cut dangerous carbon pollution will decrease suffering and save lives. And we applaud these climate goals, but we have to make sure that they're achieved in a just manner and reduce the energy burden placed on lower income families. Virginia Interfaith Power and Light will continue to be an advocate that the administration addresses the environmental burden placed on communities of color and immediately stops any further expansion of fossil fuel energy development, especially the boondoggle that is Dominion Energy's Atlantic Coast and Mountain Valley pipelines. Let's hear it. I'm going to say, what do we want? You say no pipelines, and I'll say, when do you want it? And you say now, okay? What do we want?
No pipelines!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
No pipelines!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
No pipelines!
When do we want it?
Now!
Great job. I love cheerleaders. The ACP and the MVP, the Atlantic Coast Pipeline and the Mountain Valley Pipeline, commit us to dependence on dirty, fracked gas as an enemy source for decades. It's in direct competition to what Governor Northam is calling for. It also endangers the lives and health of Virginians like the citizens of Union Hill. where Dominion plans to build a compressor station for the Atlantic Coast Pipeline. Union Hill is a predominantly African-American community in Buckingham County, founded by freedmen after emancipation and the Civil War. Descendants of the original founders of Union Hill live there to this day. And what Dominion is doing in Union Hill and elsewhere, it's wrong. It's wrong legally, it's wrong scientifically, and it's wrong morally. But, believe it or not, there's good news even from Dominion Energy. Everybody go, what? Just yesterday, Dominion announced plans to build the nation's largest offshore wind farm off the coast of Virginia. 220 wind turbines off the coast of Virginia. And that will provide 650,000 homes at peak wind full power. Now, Governor Northam's plan called for 2,500 megawatts of...
A big thank you to the kids.
Yes.
Yay! Yay! All right, keep it up. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Governor Northam's plan called for 2,500 megawatts of offshore wind by 2026. Coincidence that Dominion decided to announce their wind plan 2 days afterwards? I think not. We're here today because climate change relates to and will affect young people's everyday lives, as they told us so powerfully. So what actions can we take? First of all, we need to convert all of this positive energy about the environment into political energy. In short, we need to vote. If we haven't learned anything else over the past 3 years or so, it's that who is in office matters. Who is in our state house, our congressional offices, and our Senate has a direct impact on what laws get written and passed. And who is our governor and president determines our priorities and our staffing. If you are not registered to vote, register today. The deadline is coming up in October for voting in the next election. And take your friends with you. In Virginia Interfaith Power and Light, one of our goals is 100% voting in every congregation.
Yeah.
Right.
And once we get, tell them, make sure that once we get people into office, tell them what's important to you. And then go to the polls every time. I don't care if it's sheriff or dog catcher, who is in office matters. Know what the candidates have to say about the environment. And once we get the right people into office, hold them accountable. Laws make a difference, and we need to get the laws into place to get the job of addressing climate change done. Hold them accountable. Hold them accountable. Hold them accountable. Hold them accountable.